Hello, and welcome to Sports by Compian. My name, of course, is Stephen Compian. And I'm joined here by my powerful co-host, the man we come to for the details of the games that you may have not really known you wanted to know about. But then Corey's like, I got some information about it. And you're like, oh, shit, I am actually kind of happy I know this now. And that is Corey Compian. He's here.
That's right. Always hitting you with the vague facts about games you didn't know happened. But you will now know about because of us, the Compian brothers, bringing you all this pristine knowledge.
Pristine knowledge. At a free cost, I might add. Wow. What a time. What a time. Anyway, Sports by Compian fans, what we'll be doing today is going through the MLR. That's right. It's time for us to get back on that bandwagon, find out what's happening with those boys over there running around with the rugby balls. It's here in the U.S. We need to know about it. You need to know about it. We're back on it. Round 14 is in the books. And in addition to that, we have the Battlehawks taking on the Birmingham Stallions. And guess what, Corey? Everyone's got their playoff spot locked in. There's still one more week of UFL, but everyone's locked into their playoff spots. We got 4 teams who still have a shot at this whole thing, and we're going to be discussing that as well. And finally, some vague information about NHL and how they're also down to the last 4 teams. Because this is stuff you need to know about that we have absolutely no information about that last one. We're really going to go off the cusp for that. So get excited. Anyway, hopping right into this, Core. You remember whenever we last checked in with this whole MLR situation, the Hounds were killing it and they had lost maybe 2 games and it was all really great at 7-2. Well, things haven't been going as well since then. They lost 2 of their last 3. They now find themselves at 4-8. 8-4, I'm sorry, and 3rd place instead of the 1st place they were last time we checked into all this. So that's not as cool. They did beat the Old Glory, though, before they went to break last time. So we'll see what happens. But either way, they now find themselves in 3rd. Old Glory is even pulled ahead. The Free Jackets are up there by 7 points. So we'll see, dude. We'll see what happens.
How does this point system work if Chicago Hounds have more wins?
It's based on getting bonus points, scoring 4 tries, these type of things. You see the Sharks are also in nipping distance of Chicago. So, the Eastern Conference is just really frisky, dude. You go over to the West, it's pretty frisky too, obviously, all the way down to Seattle, who just had a legendary game against the Seawolves. Seattle had a legendary game against the Legion. Get it? Legendary game, Legion? Yeah, that's right. But either way, let's actually hop into that game and talk about it, Corey, because this was classic West Coast rugby right here. So back and forth. This was in the Seattle Seawolves game. We got to log in now? Oh, my God, Corey. Did you not log us in? Oh, this is just crazy. Oh, we don't even have an account now. Who knew that this was a thing? They sprung it upon us, Corey. We weren't ready. Very sad. But that's okay. I did watch it. a decent amount of these highlights earlier. So, I already kind of know what happened. So, basically, Seattle won this game. I don't know if you could tell. No, but it was really back and forth, dude. Tons of defense. Just, within the first 20 minutes, it was only, 2 tries, 1 for each team. They're taking whatever penalties they could. There was so many plays within the 20 of on each side. And these defenses just find a way to turn it over, get the ball back, kick it away. A couple of long runs. So at one point, the Seattle, the Legion full scrum half just snatches up an interception that the Seattle Seawolves scrum half is like, no, dude, that was bullshit. He was offsides, but no whistle. My man just runs all the way across the field. The 12 chases him down like a hawk. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to make it. He turns around and throws it back to his friends. But it was just those type of plays happening all day. Seattle's knocking on the door and just turns it over. Same thing with San Diego. Obviously, not all of them. They did get a lot of tries, a lot of mauling, which would lead to pound, 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 and we're in. Especially San Diego, dude. They are crazy with the way they pound the ball when they're close to the try zone. They're just no tish. Big Samoan guy hits you. You're all right, that sucked. And you get here comes another one back. It's
big Samoan guys.
It's really, really hard. But dude, Seattle just hung in there. And their seawall held more than a couple times. Even San Diego gets out to a very late lead. I think it was 25, 23, some shit like this. And Seattle is just pounding with 78 minutes. They're at their doorstep, and They do one scrum, then they lose. But then Seattle, the Legion knocks it back to Seattle again, and Seattle gets another chance at it. And this time they actually get in. The TMO reviews the whole thing, says, yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, it was plus the Seattle 15 knocks one easy try on earlier in the game. And then he to redeem himself, catches his kickoff and just takes it through the heart of the Legion defense. Just steps a couple guys, stiff arms one dude, takes it in for a try. Potentially, there was some controversy about him potentially being, obstruction from the captain, McCat, who happened to just be standing in the way. Weird, could have been intentional. And that's how the Spurs saw it, so they keep
not the
points
blocking
on the board.
in rugby. We can't be having blocking in rugby.
But yeah, plenty of heart out of the Seattle team. They have completely turned their season around, Corey. Luckily, I mentioned the last time we checked in on this league, they were getting their ass kicked. They're now still at the bottom of the West. But not at the very bottom, but they've been kicking some ass, man. And they are sort of right back into this whole thing. They find themselves 6-6 now, only a game behind San Diego, 2 games behind Utah, who got absolutely smacked by Houston. This whole thing is still up for grabs, dude, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
I'm here
It's
for
up
it.
for grabs. It's getting wild.
Except for Anthem. They may not.
No, Anthem might be out of it.
It might not be their year.
It might not be Anthem's year. They're gonna probably have to keep working,
But they have 3 whole points, so they got that going for them, which is nice.
True. So they and they will also get to play Chicago again, so that's good times for Chicago. Although they really took it to Chicago the last time they played. So anyway, still lots of rugby to go here. I'm trying to figure out how many more rounds this is. It looks like a shitload more. We're only around 14. I think they're gonna do 18 or something. I don't remember what the season was or something like that. It's a lot of rugby, Corey.
Wait, how many games is it?
I think they're going to do another 4, which is a total of 18. Because this is round 14.
Wow,
just wrapped
those are
up.
some long-ass seasons.
But dude, it's like NFL seasons.
Yeah.
Good for them. Putting in the time. They got
enough teams for it, I guess.
They start in February or January, so, I guess that makes sense.
Crazy. Yeah, you're just playing rugby in all seasons at that point.
Yeah.
You're we're getting a little bit of snow, now all of a sudden it's spring, and then, we got some hotter weather towards the end.
It's crazy out here. Anyway, that's our MLR recap. Lots going on there. We will continue to cover it as they continue to bash into each other. It's good times.
We'd love to see it.
So UFL, they've been up to some stuff, So last time we checked in was with the Battlehawks. I think they had just lost, their quarterback Manny, but now and Max Duggan was in there. And let's just say this about Duggan, all right? He may not throw the ball for a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. That may not be his thing, Corey. But what he will do is carry the ball for touchdowns. If this man just has so many rushing touchdowns at this point, it's out of control. He's fuck throwing it. I'm just going to run it every time, and it's working. As a white boy, as a guy who doesn't quite look like a runner, my man's out there just snatching up touchdown runs. He had 2 in this game. Jacob Saylor is just still doing his thing. 118 yards for another touchdown. This game was also very, very back and forth, dude. Jabbar Smith is a stud. That one pick 63 was very costly, obviously. I think he just did not see that linebacker underneath who snatched it up and took it into the house. But, man, he finds what's my man's name, the receiver over here? Dion Kane. Dude, this guy is good. I remember him last year also being really good. And, he had two top catches for 115 yards, Corey. So I think you can imagine how those 2 catches went. My man just burnt the defense twice. And Cade Johnson beat them the other time. 1 reception for 47 yards and a touchdown. So the Battlehawks would play decent defense, other than just getting burnt the fuck over the top.
Just get beat deep.
Yeah, they get beat deep every once in a while. Steve. What's that?
Go up to the top real quick. No, to the score.
Oh.
So the Battlehawks won with go back down. We have 102 passing yards and 174 rushing yards. So they beat them with 270 yards. The quarterback almost has that many. That's crazy. They're just take out their whole run game. They just converted when they had the ball, I guess, because it makes sense if they're throwing these Hail Marys to try to save them. that's why they have so many yards. Whereas these
They
other
were
guys,
never really down too big in this game. The Stallions, it was very back and forth. Both teams enjoyed the lead at different points. So,
but still, like one team has like
200
no,
you're right.
yards.
It's pretty hilarious that they won with 275 yards.
Like, we're just gonna nibble these guys out, man. We're just gonna drive it down there slowly, methodically. Well, actually,
Basically,
that's not
our
even
key
true.
play.
The longest was 26 yards and 33 yards. So, wait. So that's out of his 100 yards, 50 of them came on 2 plays.
That's what I'm saying.
This is crazy, dude. This
was mayhem. This game, dude.
What's going on out here, bro?
Dude, it was wild. No one wanted to play deep safeties. Apparently,
yeah.
It was just too much for them. They were too focused on other stuff. Basically, so Jabbar Smith was also running in not quite as he was about as on par with how Duggan ran it, but he didn't have as many touchdowns. Duggan had look like designed plays, for right up the middle. Hey, so if they line up like this, just take it. He's like, all right, and he did.
Yep.
So yeah, good for Duggan. Gets another win for the Battlehawks. They have locked in a playoff spot now. Let's talk about that, Corey. Are you ready for that? Are you excited about it?
Dude, so pumped.
Well, let's see.
These guys have an 11-game season. If there's one more they're on week 10.
They have an 11-game season. Why does it say whatever? You guys are talking. They haven't updated it. But yeah, it appears to be a 10-game season and then playoffs. So 12 altogether.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense for the amount of teams they have. They don't want to tire out their lads too much.
Yeah, you're basically playing the same guys over and over again. So, as you can see for this week, that doesn't matter because Arlington and who was the Roughnecks, neither of these guys are going to catch, anyone. They're already 3-5 or whatever. So, it's all just for funsies this week, I guess. See what your backups can do.
Who's in? Defenders, Stallions, Michigan, and St. Louis?
It's the Battlehawks are taking on the Defenders and the Stallions are taking on Michigan. So we're actually getting a preview of the playoff game this coming week. That was 9. So wait, what?
We're still coming up on week 9.
I thought they already said that the playoff spots were locked. I guess people just can't catch them now. Yeah, that's hilarious. Maybe I'm
10 is Defenders Battlehawks again, huh?
That's what I'm saying. What is going on? You know what? Maybe all this social media stuff I saw was propaganda, Corey. Maybe they have
propaganda, dude.
No, I think they do because I don't know if these other teams can catch them. So even if Arlington won the next 2 and the Battlehawks lost the next 2, they'd still have one more win. Same with Defenders. And it's the same thing with the Houston. Well, not quite, I guess. The Battlehawks
maybe could lock in, but it's pretty unlikely.
Yeah. I think the Panthers, I think the Stallions are in too. So, anyway, it's been decided even 2 weeks out, which is kind of sad. There's so few teams.
Right.
Anyway, they're cutting it in half. They're going to the playoffs, Corey. We got probably potential in live coverage of the championship game when it happens, and I know that's a big deal for you especially.
It's true. Are you going to be like a man on the street reporting, how many chuggas come before the choo-choo, and then,
chugga, choo-choo! That's going to be me.
Well, so you have to count the chuggas, because it's very controversial how many chuggas come before the choo-choo. So
I know.
How many do you do?
I do 3. Chugga, chugga, chugga. No, I really like it. I kind of would go 3 or 4, maybe even. Who knows?
I'm a firm believer in 6, but apparently the correct number is 8, and this is apparently all from a song, and the official number is 12. So,
Jeez.
It's too many chuggas, dude. Who's doing that many
12 is just too many, man. Too many.
I feel like I'm usually a 4 type gentleman because I'm usually doing this in my brain before I do a blitz or something. So that's why it has to be fast. You can't be chugging forever.
Right.
You have to time out your chugga so that you're blitzing on the choo-choo.
No, I see what you're saying. Well, anyway, Corey, we got to get out of here. Sportsman Compian has to wrap up. We've told the people some vague information that they'll be like, what the hell? Who is the playoff set for UFL? What is going on with the Hounds? They're mostly going to have more questions than they had answers after this episode.
And I think don't know anything about NHL, so I think we shouldn't go into that.
Oh, yeah, well, I just wanted to say that the Panthers have now mauled Toronto Maple Leafs, and they're out. Dude, the Maple Leafs always lose in Game 7 and, like, the playoffs. It's one of those franchises that can't get back to the finals, and they're very upset about it. Their fans are very upset about it. But yeah, the Panthers are back in the Eastern Conference Finals again. I'll also shout out to Taylor Seitz's team, the Dallas Stars, over there represented in the West. They will take on the Edmonton Oilers. So, exciting times, dude. All right, well, that's all I wanted to say about that, Corey. We're out of here, though. Sports by Compian.